season with 10 rebounds, 19 for Harden with 9 assists and 8 rebounds. Derrick Jones Jr. finished with 11. Mann and Miller both in double figures. For Boston leading the way, well, it was a steady, balanced attack. Jason Tatum with 20, Peyton Pritchard with 20, and 19 from White in this one. We will step aside and be back with Adam Oslin, who will take the keys to the car when we return. Our final score one more time from TD Garden. The Celtics 126, the Clippers 94 here in Boston. See you in a few on your Clippers Audio Network.
Well, it started as a Boston 3-party and ended as a massacre as the Clippers would lose 126-94 in Boston to the Celtics. Welcome into your postgame show. I'm Adam Oslin. Coming up, postgame box score. We'll also take your calls at 866-987-2570 on the AM 570 side. But first, back out to your radio voice of the Clippers in Carlo Jimenez. Well, Carlo, a historic second quarter after a slow start shooting-wise for the Boston Celtics.
Adam, they started the second 6 for 6 from 3. They end up matching an NBA record and pouring 12 threes in the quarter. It really was unbelievable to watch, and I hope we described it well for you over the airways because the Celtics just couldn't miss, and they were getting great ball movement. They were hitting threes off made buckets by the Clippers in transition, able to get anything they wanted on the offensive end. Really felt like there was nothing the Clippers could do. And The Celtics, well, that's what they've done to almost every opponent this season, is just knock them out with three-point shots. The Clippers could not have a response. Ivica Zubac, though, I thought he was a bright spot here for this Clipper team. He comes up with 23 points and 10 rebounds, both one away from matching a season high. And the Clippers got the young guys a lot of minutes on this second night of a back-to-back. We'll see when Norman Powell comes back. Hopefully Mo Bamba's all right, but a tough one for the Clippers. And it just shows, I mean, this Celtic team is out for blood in a second straight championship. They are maybe playing a better brand of basketball this season than they did last year.
Well, they're certainly taking more three-pointers. They attempted 51 in this game. They made 22. That is 43% from three on extremely high volume. And again, that second quarter, some history was made. Unbelievable. 12 made three-pointers by the Boston Celtics, tied an all-time record for threes made in a quarter. And as Carlos said, they made 6 straight to start the second quarter. After I felt pretty good after the first quarter, they were 4 of 17 from the outside. I felt like the Clippers defense was there. And look, to the Clippers' credit, and I guess to Boston's as well, it's not like there was major slippage defensively by the Clippers. They had a hand in their face. They were taking long three-pointers. It just didn't matter. I mean, they fouled Jaylen Brown on a three-pointer, and he still made it. That's how well they were knocking him down.
Yeah, I mean, this is a team that felt confident every time they caught the ball. They were able to bury 3 after 3 throughout that second quarter and into the third. When the Clippers had them finally cut it to 19, what did the Celtics do? They responded with 3 straight threes, and all of a sudden the lead balloons back up for this Boston group. They were excellent. I mean, this was an excellent showing for a team that played a close game against Minnesota yesterday afternoon in this building, and the Clippers fell victim to the Celtics' three-point shooting. Clippers will see Boston on the 22nd. Maybe they have a chance to get some revenge. That game will be in January. But for now, they will just have to wait and watch. I thought the Clippers had them for the most part. Defense was an issue. Offense was a little stuck in the mud for them. Got Ivica Zubac going, but everybody else kind of struggled from the outside. It wasn't named James Harden. The Clippers got to find ways to be, I think, more aggressive and more effective on the offensive end when it comes to finding their guys from outside the arc.
Yeah, this Boston Celtics team, as you mentioned pregame, the best teams in NBA history, they do it on both ends. They are very good on the defensive end. They were 10th heading into this one, which was low for them after they finished second in defensive rating last season, but they got Kristaps Porzingis back. That doesn't help. Maybe gave them a little bit of a shot in the arm, or just good to see a familiar face out there. But to your point also about Ivica Zubac, felt like he was fighting out there. 23 and 10, 11 of 14 shooting. The problem was they were trading twos for threes with the Boston Celtics as they went on to win 126-94 in Boston over your Los Angeles Clippers. Clippers will regroup. They head to D.C. They got a day off tomorrow, and then they'll take on the Wizards. Tip time, 4 p.m. from our nation's capital on Wednesday, 3 p.m. We'll have your pregame show right back here. Carlo, great call as always, even in a tough one like this. Safe travels as well, my friend.
Adam, the best part about the NBA, you play again. Talk to you Wednesday. Let's go.
Clippers dropped to 11-8 on the season. Still 3 games above 500 without Kawhi Leonard so far, as they lose by 32 in Boston to the Celtics. The red hot shooting Boston Celtics. You're listening to the Los Angeles Clippers Audio Network. Tip your cap, Clipper Nation. You got beat by the best team in the league, the defending champs, the Boston Celtics, who were on their game, hit 12 of their 22 threes in the second quarter, tied an NBA record for most threes made in a quarter. They win by 32. Final score, Boston 126, your Los Angeles Clippers 94. Welcome back in. I'm Adam Osland. Coming up, we will have Clippers talk on AM 570 LA Sports, 866-987-2570, 866-987-2570. I don't think I've said this so far this season, but earmuffs for the kids as I go through the final box score here. The Celtics shot 51% from the field, the Clippers 43%. Clippers 7 of 26 from the outside. They got up 26 shots, almost less than half of the amount of three-pointers the Boston Celtics took. That would be 51. They made 22 of them. I came into the game, I said 15 or less. That would put them at 30% shooting from the outside because I know they're taking 50. That's what they average. And yeah, they hit 22 of them and 12 of them in a quarter against your Los Angeles Clippers. Not a lot of bright spots. This may be a burn the tape type of game. There's not a lot you can learn when a team gets that hot from the outside. I saw hands up. I saw the Clippers trying. I saw them getting the lead down to 15 in the third quarter, but the onslaught of three-point shooting by the Boston Celtics would extend the lead once again. Got it back up to 27. They win by 32. That was their biggest lead, 126-94. As the Clippers called off the Dogs about 8 minutes into the fourth quarter, just about. So the young guys got some run. That was good at least. Maybe that's the biggest takeaway. Young guys getting some experience. Kobe Brown came in the first half, second quarter, knocked down a three-pointer. That was good to see. Jordan Miller, 4 of 10, 10 points in his 20 minutes. Leading everyone for the Clippers, that would be Ivica Zubac. He had 23 and 10. He was going to work. He was doing his part. They couldn't stop him. But when you're trading twos for threes on the other end, you're not exactly chipping away at the lead. They're extending it. Clippers had 14 turnovers. I want to say they only had 6 at the half. They did all right in that area. Doesn't matter. Boston Celtics, this is what they do best. This is modern basketball. This is embracing the analytics and having the most two-way players on your team and 5 guys that can switch around the perimeter. They're a great defense, too, if you didn't know. Clippers shot just 43%. They lose badly in Boston to the Celtics by 32. Clippers will get it together and take on the Washington Wizards on Wednesday. Clippers still 11-8 on the season as Boston improves to 15-3. Clippers lose by a final score of 126-94 in Boston. I'm Adam Osland, and you're listening to the Los Angeles Clippers Audio Network. Clippers get dismantled and destroyed in the same fashion they took down the Philadelphia 76ers yesterday. They lose in that way in Boston today, 126-94 by 32 to the Celtics. Almost had that many threes. No, just 22. Just 22. The record would be 30. They tied it at 29 earlier this season in game 1 against the New York Knicks, but they tied a record for most three-pointers made in a quarter with 12 made in the second quarter against the Clippers. That would be the game. Clippers lose by 32. Well, we have a moment. Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification here on the Los Angeles Clippers Audio Network. If you come into the chat like Mark Jag here, and you try to blame this on one Clipper or say the game changed when KPJ came in or something like that, you're getting put in timeout. I'm sorry. This isn't on one player. This isn't on the coaching staff or the front office. The Clippers were outgunned by a more talented team, a team that is the defending champs in this league for a reason, a team that takes 53 pointers per game. And tonight they got hot. After starting 1 for 11, at one point to start the second quarter, they hit 9 of the 11. So the Clippers defense was the same. It's not that their defense changed. They were playing the same way when they went 1 for 11 from 3 as when they went 9 for 11 from 3. They just started hitting. It's a make or miss league. It's emphasized, and then the Boston Celtics take it to an extreme when it comes to that, and they made a lot. Second quarter, 12 three-pointers made. They hit their first 6. Yes, Peyton Pritchard was awesome. Somebody earlier in the pregame show told me their bench isn't very good. Amazing how that person is no longer in the chat now. Or somebody else saying that the Clippers are going to destroy the Boston Celtics. These people never show up after things go the other way. Come on, Clipper Nation, we're better than that. Keep it a buck. If you were wrong about this, just own it. The Boston Celtics are great. They're that good. And they showed it tonight with all that firepower against the Clippers. They win by 32. Final score 126-94. Outside of Los Angeles, we are leaving you until Wednesday. Clippers will get back on the horse, right into the nation's capital in D.C., take on the Washington Wizards, who are struggling. Tip off at 4, pregame at 3. In LA, do not go anywhere. We got Clippers talk next. Oh, baby! Yeah, probably not going to win a game when a team hits 12 threes on you in a quarter. The Boston Celtics tied an NBA record in the second quarter where they would knock down 12 threes. Clippers got down big. They lost by 32 in Boston, 126-94. Welcome in to Clippers Talk on AM 570 LA Sports and on the YouTube live side. Appreciate you guys. So, one of those games. Mama said there'd be days like this. There'd be days like this. My mama said. We'll take your phone calls at 866-987-2570. 866-987-2570 is the phone number. There are people trying to blame certain players in the chat, like, oh, when KPJ came in, the momentum shifted. It's like, momentum shifted? They started to hit threes. What do you want? KPJ's been good the last 10 or so games. They shouldn't play him? He was defending some of those threes really well. It didn't matter. What are you going to do? Peyton Pritchard can't miss. They start 6 for 6 in the second quarter from distance. The Clippers played the exact same defense they did in the first quarter when the Boston Celtics went 1 for 11 as they did in the second quarter when they started 9 for 11 from 3. You can't defend these shots. Like, this is the modern NBA. There's not a lot you can do when teams are hitting like this. You're going to get run. You're going to get run out of the building. And that's what happened. Pritchard hit 6 threes. He hit a couple more big ones when the Clippers did get it down to 15 at one point in the third quarter, which I was somewhat happy about. Yeah. David Hong said, Derek White was hitting back-to-back threes several feet behind the three-point line one of those nights. And they were contested, too, from 28 feet out. The hell are you going to do against that? You're going to take yourself to Washington on Wednesday and bounce back because there's not a lot you can do scheme-wise to stop them. People want to blame Brown or talk about Kobe Brown playing in the second quarter. That was a good move. They don't have Mo Bamba. I don't think they would play Mo Bamba against Boston. Anybody complaining about playing Kobe Brown against this Boston Celtics team, that makes sense. You want a guy who's more switchable defensively. Oh, and he hit a three-pointer. Kobe Brown's not the reason they lost the game. Like, you guys are looking at the wrong stuff. 12 three-pointers made in the second quarter. Go pull the tape. Tell me how many of those were wide open. Tell me how many of those weren't from 25 plus feet out. Boston doesn't live and die by the three, by the way. You might, against them, like, you might stay alive and be in a game if they're not destroying you from the outside. Doesn't mean you're going to win. Boston's a great defensive team, too. This is not a fluke. They've been good for years. And this is what happens when you take on a team that's top 10 in offensive and defensive rating. Because to me, it's the Clippers' offense that let them down at times. I'm not even looking at them defensively. I know there's not much you can do about those shots. They're out of your control. What you can do is try to execute a little bit better on the offensive end yourself. Like, the Clippers were down 7 after the first quarter, and I felt like they were playing pretty well, and they were still down 7. And people are still pointing out, not sure why Brown got minutes in the second quarter. You can say you're not blaming him for the loss, but why even bring it up then? I just explained why he got minutes. There's no Mo Bamba, and I don't think you'd want to play him or Kai Jones against the Boston Celtics because of their perimeter shooting. I don't know how people are having a hard time with this. Guys, you need more switchability out there. This is the perfect team to play Kobe Brown against. This was by design. This was strategic. Unfortunately, it sounds like he got banged up. Law Murray, our friend from The Athletic, posted this at Law Murray, the NU, afterwards. But it looks like Kobe Brown has a lower back issue. That's why he didn't play more than just the second quarter. If you don't think Kobe Brown should play in a game like this against Boston, then like who's he going to play against? This is the perfect team to play him against. Nico played too. Y'all don't even watch games sometimes. I don't even know what to say. I'm frustrated. Clippers lost by 32, and I got to answer questions about, well, what about Nico? Nico played 23 minutes. It's okay. You can play both of them. It doesn't have to be one or the other. They both can play against Boston. Now, if Boston is going to knock down 12 threes in a quarter, I don't care if Michael Jordan and LeBron are on your team. It's not about who the Clippers played in this one. What guys were out there for them. Offensively, they just have to improve. They got to get guys healthy. They need Norman Powell. They need Kawhi Leonard. I don't know when that's going to be. Like, the Celtics are a far superior team. If they win the championship again this season, they go back-to-back. What are people going to be saying about this loss? Yeah, it's Boston. What are you going to do? I'm saying it now. It's Boston. What are you going to do? Stump said surprised Bones was playing. Yeah. They were down 25 in the fourth quarter. You're surprised that Bones was playing then? Zubats was my player to watch. But when the shooting is that good, it just almost renders his buckets useless. He's getting these 2-pointers, some nice plays, left-handed hook over Zubats. Like, he had some really, or over Porzingis. He had some really good touch around the basket with some of the buckets he was getting. Some good buckets from Ivica Zubats. I like the way he played. He was aggressive. They were looking for him. I said he was my player to watch. He was going to have to get to work. He started things off with a bank shot off a Harden wraparound pass. Beautiful pass in the first quarter. Then a floater after they blitzed Harden. A Zoo bucket in the second after the 3-point avalanche started. Then a floater out of a timeout after, they're down 7 and now they're down 15. A hook shot at the 9-minute mark of the second quarter with the left hand. Zoo spinning and getting a tough basket on Porzingis in the second. Right-handed hook. Like, he showed it all off. He's that good. Kai should not have played over Kobe Brown. Y'all are pointing to stuff that doesn't make any sense. You're killing me, chat. You're killing me. You're looking to oversimplify something that is already pretty simple for you. Boston hit 12 3-pointers in the second quarter. Nobody was stopping that. Most of those threes were contested. Nobody was stopping that. And y'all are talking about, Brown shouldn't have played, or KPJ shouldn't have played. It's like, what are we doing here? Tip your cap to the Boston Celtics. They are elite. They are the perfectly constructed team in the modern era to have to go up against. And I said, they got to hit 15 shots or less from the outside. They hit 12 and a quarter. X-Mongo Project said, I don't feel bad about this game at all for some reason, because it's out of their control. Like, if Boston plays like this, nobody's beating them. They just won the NBA Finals in 5 games over Dallas. Now we got more weirdness. Max Vega. Adam, this is random, but do you ever think Zoo will be able to shoot a midi and 1 or 2 threes a game? I don't know. Ask me when it's more appropriate. Maybe it is. It's a good distraction. Maybe tonight's the night for questions like these. They didn't shoot. Do you have them 55? I got them at 51 3-pointers. It's hard for the box score to keep track of how many threes they took. It was 51. ST's joking. If we could figure out how to control the air currents using some sort of extrasensory manipulation, then I see us winning these games. Yeah, that's basically what you're looking at. I'm somewhat of a scientist myself. We need Storm from the X-Men. Halle Berry with a bad accent. Do you know what happens to a toad when it's struck by lightning? The same thing that happens to everything else. What a line. X2 is my favorite if you're asking, although Logan is the best. Is that even an X-Men movie? It's like so good it transcends. Like, what are you gonna do? Like, the best you could hope for is like the top got ripped off of the top of the arena, and they just didn't play the game. Like, oh, under construction, couldn't play the game. That's the best we could have hoped for because Boston was not losing this game against anyone playing like that. Yeah, there you go, Giuseppe. This was always a scheduled loss. Hope they don't let down versus the Wizards next. I don't know. Bastian Schweinsteiger was in here earlier today during our pregame show talking all this trash, saying how they were going to slaughter the Boston Celtics. Where is he now? Nowhere to be found. That's how it always goes. He'll get a timeout as soon as he returns, whenever that may be. That stuff doesn't work for me. You going to talk like that? You better keep the apology as loud as the disrespect was. I don't know who in their right mind would be talking out of their neck like that about the Boston Celtics. Jay's saying, so what's everyone having for dinner? LOL, let's go Clippers. People are just trying to change the subject now. You lose by 32. That's how it goes. Nick Z said, Boston full of athletic young guys who can also shoot. Yes. Newsflash. They are a perfectly constructed team. They are flawless. The only flaw you can maybe say they have is their interior defense. But is it ever going to matter if they keep hitting threes on you? If they keep spreading the floor and spreading you out on the other end and finding easy driving lanes because of that? Chunk is talking about KPJ. Thing about KPJ now, in my opinion, is it's not that he's bad. His style of play is looking more and more like a losing style of play. When he plays bad equals terrible. When he plays good equals not much of any impact. Chunk, were you saying that against the game in against the Sacramento Kings the other night when he had 12 of his 14 points to start the fourth quarter and completely stunted and blunted a Kings run in the fourth? Like, come on, guys, I got a memory. I'm sorry. I can't help it. I have ammo to use against stuff like this. To act like it's never impactful. I'm guessing you listened to the Lob the Jam earlier with Robert Flom. I think he's been impactful. Do you want me to pull the plus minus for Kevin Porter Jr.? Will that help you find out if his numbers are more impactful? Because, I mean, I could do that over the last 10 games for him. I'll do that when we get back. I'll make that the tease because I'm looking for anything tonight to get through this one. Clippers lose by 32 in Boston to the Celtics. Final score 126-94. Can we not blame any one player on a night like tonight, please? I was happy to see Kobe Brown out there. It made sense. This is a team that he should be playing against. So I brought it up pregame. Clippers lose by 32. I'm Adam Moslin, and you are listening to Clippers Talk here on AM 570 LA Sports. Clippers lose in Boston 126-94. Welcome back into Clippers Talk. With you for another 40 minutes. After a game where the Boston Celtics tied an NBA record, making 12 threes in the second quarter. Pain. Alias_P said on X, "What up, big dog? At work, missed the game, but on break, catching your show. But looking at the box, I'm not tripping on this one. Just flip the three makes, and you can flip the blowout as well. This one's easy. Just flip the 3-pointers around. I don't know if you can just flip them around because the Clippers aren't going to take 50 like the Boston Celtics. One of the reasons they take so many is because they do create good looks. You overreact to one guy getting hot. At first, it's Pritchard. Then it's Derek White. Then it's Sam Hauser. Then Jaylen Brown is hitting 3 on you. And Jason Tatum is hitting a couple. It's incredible what they're able to do. And I love this comment in the chat at Clipper Stock on the YouTube side from Gonza Talks. He said, "I don't think it's wise to have any takes about the team after this game." Pretty much. If you're trying to read into this one or pinpoint what happened, it's really simple. They got destroyed by the defending champs who got scorching hot from the outside to the point where nobody's beating them. So, I don't know. You can try to figure out what went wrong, or you can just look at the obvious. They hit 12 threes in a quarter, and 22 of the 51 they took in the game overall. I know it's tough. I know I try to look for solutions too, but there are some games where it just feels like burn the tape. Like, how are we going to learn from this? Millie said we can't compete. Well, not without Kawhi and without Norman Powell against the Boston Celtics, but hey, there's no shame in that because nobody could. They won the NBA Finals in 5 games. Sista One said at the end of the day, it's one loss in November. Richard said, still not worried about Man. He'll come around. He had 10 points, 4 of 11 shooting, a couple of 3-pointers. I'm not overly worried, but only because they have other guys that do what he does better now. So I'm not saying he's unnecessary or expendable because you could never have too many guys that do the little things. Play defense. In theory with Terrence Mann, he's been a good 3-point shooter in his career. He's not even taking them often enough, but he's turned a corner. He's been better since he came off the bench. It's just people in here going after Kevin Porter Jr. on a night like this. Like, find another game. Find another game to do this. Mark Jackson, KPJ isn't a great defender, but he sometimes makes great defensive plays because of his explosiveness. He's only a good defender because of his explosiveness. That doesn't count. God, the logic of this. Mind-numbing. Rock said, Man has been solid in blowout minutes the past 2 games, so that value could be better. He did look scared to shoot in the first half, though. Oh, trade value? Is that what you guys are talking about with Terrence Mann? Sista One said, everyone on Trade Machine trying to package PJ and Bones for a defensive wing or stabilizing backup point guard. They don't have enough defensive wings? Are you sure they don't have enough? Do you guys want Jordan Miller to ever play? Or you just want to bring in more guys to be in front of him when it comes to minutes? We want Jordan Miller. Also, please trade for guys that would stop Jordan Miller from playing. I just... Rock said, I don't know what he said. Jonathan Ing, help me, God. Jonathan Ing said the Celtics hit ridiculous shot after ridiculous shot. Absolutely nothing you can do about it. When your contests are solid, Pritchard is hitting a contested 3 from 5 feet past the 3-point line. Yeah, I said early on that I don't want to hear anyone come on post game if the Clippers lose and say they left them to hit wide open threes. They were not a bunch of wide open threes. There was one where Coach Lou called a timeout after a made basket by Ivica Zubac in the second quarter that led to a Pritchard 3 in the near side corner, where the Clippers had plenty of defenders back in transition, but nobody picked him up, and he called a timeout right away. Outside of that, what are you going to do? Mark Jagg still talking about Kevin Porter Jr. He's explosive, but an IQ thing. Great. His defense has been solid. If you want to say it's only been good because he can be explosive on that end, you're losing the argument, my friend. As long as he's good, we don't care why. And he's been good on defense. Rock said, we better not trade for another damn guard. Amin said, just turn the page. No way you beat Boston when they hit 17 in the first. Huh? They hit 12 3-pointers in the second. They hit their first 6 threes of the second quarter. AJ bringing up what everybody does once a show. I would like to see a trade for Bobby Portis. Would love to see him in the Clips small ball lineup. Cool. Are the Milwaukee Bucks willing to do that? For who? PJ Tucker and Bones? Who do you want to give up? X Mongo Project said it was a wide open threes because it was way behind the line. No, they even contested some of those wide open threes that were way behind the line. They looked wide open at first. Derrick Jones Jr. came in, contested one from Derek White. Like, they're almost 30 feet back, and the Clippers contested them, which does not make them wide open. Incredible shooting. Yeah, way to go, Amin. By first, you mean first half. Sorry, I didn't interpret that correctly. Tatum and Brown didn't have to do much. Again, there's really no bright spots outside the Clippers kept fighting and got it down to 15, I guess, in the third. And the young guys got some run. And Kobe Brown played in the first half of a somewhat close game at that time. I don't know what you can take away. Coffee makes a layup at the 4:19 mark of the third quarter. It's 86-71. And then the threes started falling again. After they started the third quarter, I think 0 of 6 from 3. I want to say they hit their next 3 from 3 right after that. That 15-point lead goes back up to 20 real quick. 2 from Pritchard, 1 from Sam Hauser. I think Tatum would hit one. I don't know what you do. Clippers are down 21 heading in to the fourth quarter. They literally fouled Jaylen Brown on a 3-pointer, and he hit it. It turned into a 4-point play. Oh, they contested all right. Gonza Talk said, I'm glad our starters got some good rest over these 2 games. You know what? That might be the most positive thing I've seen in here. James Harden played the most minutes, 30. Only had to play 27 yesterday. Bounce back and take down the Washington Wizards on Wednesday. Teo said, it's okay to just move on to next game. Yeah, I agree. Oh, here come the Kyle Kuzma trades. It's funny. We do this before they play every team, and then Jeremy Grant doesn't play well for Portland, and nobody talks about trading for Jeremy Grant anymore because of one game against the Clippers. John Collins doesn't play well for Utah, and then nobody talks about trading for John Collins anymore because he didn't play well in that one game. You guys don't have a lot of conviction with some of these trades. So if Kyle Kuzma doesn't play well on Wednesday, never mind, don't trade for him after one game. I don't know if I could say that. We do have some Coach Lou post-game audio, I think, coming up in a little bit. Millie said, why does Ty Lue always give up when they have a whole quarter left? They were down 30 in the fourth quarter. Nobody's coming back down 30 in the fourth. Nobody's coming back with the way the Clippers were playing. I don't know what game people are watching sometimes. He gave up when it was appropriate to give up because they have another game to play. You lose the battle, doesn't mean you have to have more tired legs for the next game. 9:05 mark. That's when they waved the white flag. It was 108 to 81. Are they not down by enough for you to realize with 9 minutes left that it is an insurmountable lead for the Boston Celtics? Oh, God. Now Max wants to talk about, LaMelo Ball. I mean, Charlotte, they're ready to trade him right now. He just got 50 there tonight. He's having an all-star season. Yeah, they're ready to trade him. Jay, help me. He said, all right, no trade talks, especially Kuzma. Wasn't going to stop the casuals talking trades, but just seeing someone say Kuzma irks me every time. Yeah, guys, they're getting LaMelo Ball while he's putting together this all-star season. I'm in pain. I got to take another timeout. 866-987-2570. 866-987-2570. Lead was 19 heading into the fourth. I got 99-78. That means they're down 21 heading into the fourth. To be fair, Mark, you're wrong again. Rough night on here. I'm Adam Osland, and you're listening to Clippers Talk here on AM 570 LA Sports. Rough one, Clipper Nation, as they lose badly. Some Boston Massacre action as they drop one to the Celtics in Boston by a final score of 126-94. Welcome back in. I'm Adam Osland. And when we have games like this, and we haven't had one so far this season, I guess I have to get used to crazy, wild trade talk. So I'm going to read this from Jonathan Ng, who is trying to help the casuals and the fan base right now. Jonathan Ng said, everyone, how are we getting these trades to go? Again, I have to say this. We are not the Lakers fan base. So stop it with these delusional trade ideas given what little assets we have available. If I could underscore that, if I could tattoo that, I guess I could. It's a lot. Back tattoo. I would do that right now. And no, I'm not doing Clippers talk after dark later because I've gotten too much ridiculousness after this loss. I'm sorry. This is how I punish you guys. I'm not putting myself through it. Let's get LaMelo. With what? You understand? He just had 50. He is literally the one guy selling tickets for them in Charlotte. Why would they trade LaMelo Ball? Why would Milwaukee give up Bobby Portis, a legacy player who helped them win a championship, who's still under 30? Why? For PJ Tucker and Bones Highland? Y'all are killing me. I love y'all, but you're killing me, fam. Clipper Nation, we are better than this. Aren't we? All right, I got to hear from Coach Lou post-game. I am getting nauseous. Clippers lost by 32 in Boston. It's bad enough they lost by 32. But now I got to hear these crazy trade machine ideas that are so implausible, out there, illogical, irrational, inconceivable. Here's Coach Lou post-game after the Clippers lost by 32. Hopefully he can speak some truth here and get us back to sanity.
I think they got three threes by just advancing the ball after a make, getting threes. Pritchard got 2 of them for sure, and we just got to be better than that. Other than that, I thought we did a good job, like getting the guys. You know, they made some tough shots, which we knew coming into the game they was going to make the tough shots, but just staying with it. You know, sticking with it, and they were on fire, like I said, in that first half. You know, started in that second quarter, and we just couldn't control them from the 3-point line. And they got going, got a lot of confidence, and they play well. You know, they play really well, and that's why they're the champs. You know, and so hats off to them for playing a good game, and that's about it.
What do you think helped you get that lead down to 15? Like, I think they were up 29 at halftime, 4 minutes left. You were only down 15. Like, what do you feel like was successful or not, and why wasn't you able to sustain?
No, just told our guys, like, they're a great team, but we can't let go of the rope and not continue to keep building what we've established. And that's playing hard, that's competing, not complaining to the officials and doing things the right way. And so that third quarter, I thought we came out, we fought, but you down 29 points, on the road and against a really good team. It's hard to come back, but I was proud of our fight in that third quarter to start. And that's all you can ask for, guys. When you don't have a good game, you're not playing well. And they had a lot to do with that. And then when they're playing well, just to keep our composure, continue to establish good habits, and not let it take away from what we've built so far. And so that's what I told our guys at halftime. So I was proud of the third quarter effort.
Just do you have any update on Kobe, how he's feeling?
Yeah, he's just for tonight was lower back. I think a little feeling in that, but I'm not sure of the timetable or anything like that. I thought you were off.
Well, I'm back. Sorry. What have you seen from Jordan Miller while Norm has been away?
Just his ability to attack, get downhill, get to the basket, draw fouls, exactly what we knew he can do. And then defensively, he's been pretty good. I think he's been really good defensively as well. So for a young guy to step in and have an opportunity to play, I think he's done a great job of just taking, full advantage of that.
How much of a luxury has Mo Bamba been in these few games before tonight? What does he add when he's available?
Be able to space the floor. I think, staying in the corner, being scared to leave him, but also rebounding the basketball and just, being a big presence and a big body on the floor. And so he's been really good for us, since his return.
Last one. When you think back years ago now to when you first started working with Zoo to now, where has he improved the most? Like, what are your earliest memories and what are you impressed by now?
Not sure if he always had it, but just be able to post him more, be able to feature him a little bit more to slow the game down. when we're not taking good shots or we don't have a good offensive rhythm to be able to throw the ball inside the zoo and take advantage of that. I think it's really been good for us. And he's, grown every single year, gotten better and better. And so, hats off to him for putting in the work and getting better.
Just curious, when you know that you're going up against a team that shoots like they shoot, is that something that as a coach, like you can tell the teams, it's like, hey, if they're hot, they can't really sustain this. How do you coach?
I mean, just to have the mental to understand that they're going to make some tough shots, they're going to take some crazy shots and make them, and you just got to be able to withstand that and stay in the moment, And so you can't let it break you when they make 3 or 4 threes, couple off from deep, or you think you contested and you were right on top of it and make the shot. There's nothing you can do about that. Just continue to play through the game, and because they're going to take 53s a game. We know that coming into the game, and so if you can sustain it, if you can make it hard on them to not get easy ones like in transition, throw ahead threes and things like that, make them play against your half-court defense. I like our chances. And like I said, they shot the ball well, and they played great.
Is there anything that you feel like your offense could have done to help with that defense? Because I realized there are times you scored, they still, as you mentioned, ran it off the floor and got the first 3 they could find.
I mean, only having 14 turnovers, which is not bad for a team that pressures. It's not bad, but I thought, when we try to take advantage of mismatches, like we had to make quicker decisions. If we dribble, they can load up, their length, their athleticism, and it's hard to score, and so we had to be a little bit more precise on what we were doing, when we try to attack mismatches, we get downhill, and we wasn't, really great at it tonight. And so, we had one of those games tonight. Let's throw it out, and let's get ready for Wednesday.
How about that? A lot of stuff I've been saying here. Throw it out. Burn the tape. Let's hear the very beginning of that, though, from Coach Lou here. Because to me, this is everything. He said exactly what I said. They're the champs. Hats off to them. Here's Coach Lou at the very beginning of this. Take some solace in this, because you got to understand, Boston is this good. There's no shame in losing in this fashion to the Boston Celtics sometimes.
I think they got three threes by just advancing the ball after a make, getting threes.
Okay, we don't like that part. But no, let's keep going.
After a make, getting threes. Pritchard got 2 of them for sure. And we just got to be better than that. Other than that, I thought we did a good job, like getting the guys. They made some tough shots, which we knew coming into the game. They was going to make the tough shots, but just staying with it, sticking with it. And they were on fire, like I said, in that first half, started in that second quarter. And we just couldn't control them from the 3-point line. And they got going, got a lot of confidence, and they played well. They played really well. And that's why they're the champs, and so hats off to them for, playing a good game.
There you go. There you go. Other than that, thought we did a good job. Like, they didn't even play that poorly. And they lost by 32 because the reason they lost, the main reason by far, is something that's outside of your control. A team that just goes nuclear from distance on you. 12 threes. They got out of control in the second quarter. He talked about, in the longer piece we played earlier, like, you're contesting shots, you're doing the right things, you can't let it break you. And he was proud of their fight because they did get it to 15 in the third quarter. They made it interesting. That's not insurmountable. I love what Coach Lou said there. All the right stuff. That's how it has to be. You can't let go of the rope. You got to continue to build on what they have established so far this season. And they fought down 29, and he was proud of their fight. Don't let it break your will. They got to 15. There are, and I always say this, positives you can take away from losses, and negatives you can take away from wins. Yes, you can build bad habits and wins. You can do stuff that is not sustainable, that does not help you in the future, and eventually it leads to losses. So I'm fine with what happened tonight, losing in this fashion to Boston. If they get crazy hot from distance, if they're on fire from 3 and you lose that game, oh well. Oh well. Move on to the next one and get right back to playing the same brand of basketball you were playing. because I don't think they played a horrible game. Coach Lou did say something about being more precise with their attacks late, attacking the mismatches. Yeah, they can get better. They didn't play close to a perfect game. Don't get me wrong. On offense, we know that's where they struggle. They're bottom 10 offense without Kawhi. That's how it's going to be. Without Norman Powell tonight, too. Defensively, I don't fault the effort on that end. There wasn't much more they can do. Offensively, they can probably learn more from this than defensively. Outside of those off of made bucket threes that he talked about at the very beginning there, most of them were just unconscious. You're not going to do anything about these shots type of threes. The vast majority of the 22 made, especially the 12 that were made in that third quarter. We'll take one more time out. We'll come back here. We'll close things out, looking for more post-game audio. Clippers lose big to the Boston Celtics. Beantown beatdown. 126-94 was your final. This is what happens. A great team gets hot from the outside like that takes 53s. Not many could survive this. I mean, in NBA history. Maybe Golden State with KD, sure. But it is hard to have the firepower to hang with a team like this. I'm Adam Osland, and you're listening to Clippers Talk here on AM 570 LA Sports. Clippers fans tonight, after seeing the Boston Celtics knock down 22 three-pointers on them, 12 of them coming in a quarter, are like, hey, we need our Clippers legends, Steve Novak and Luke Kennard in this one. It's like, no, because they'd get exposed defensively. The Boston Celtics, the reason they are perfectly constructed is they have so many two-way guys that can shoot it. Guys that aren't a plus on one end of the floor and a minus on the other. They're just a plus all around. Addition by addition. As we're missing Norman Powell right now, yes. They do need him back. Hopefully he's back on Wednesday. Jay said here in the chat on Clippers Talk on the YouTube side, this was an NBA scheduled loss. The Clippers looked exhausted, most back-to-backs to ever start a season. Celtics also haven't played difficult teams. Problem was the Celtics just played Minnesota yesterday, a better team than the Clippers played, so they were also on a back-to-back, so can't really use that as an excuse. The Celtics starters had to play far heavier minutes than the Clippers starters did yesterday. So I'm not going to put this on the back-to-backs, even though I think the Clippers have already played, 5 instances of a back-to-back. So 10 of their 19 games have either been on the front end or the back end of a back-to-back. That's brutal. Agree with that part. ST said, got to build another winning streak now. This was the battle of the winning streaks. Both teams had won 5 straight. Boston Celtics make it 6 straight wins. Rock said, Minnesota doesn't suck. They're better than Philadelphia right now. And again, they had to play their starters heavy minutes. Like, people just say, like, oh, these guys suck or whatever. It's like, okay, cool. They're going to be a top 6 seed in the West. Yeah, they suck. Go check it out at the end of the season. I'll circle back to this one. Tyler in Pomona. Tyler, you're on Clippers Talk with Adam Osm. What's up?
Hey, what's up, buddy? How are you tonight? Not too bad, I hope.
I mean, I knew this could happen. I was prepared for this.
Yeah, well, what do you expect? It's the Clippers that will always clip. It's a Laker town, baby. Go Lakers!
Oh, he tried so hard. Wait, leave him. I don't want to take him down yet. Oh, Tyler, you coward. I was going to go back to you. Oh, that's just like a Laker fan to just back out of the room slowly there and run away. Weak. Look, if you're trolling on a night like this where the Celtics beat the Clippers, I think you're confused out there. See, the Boston Celtics, Tyler just proved something right there. This fool just proved something. The Clippers are living rent-free in Lakers' heads more than their biggest rival, the Boston Celtics, are. This is what's happening here. They are more worried about the Clippers than the Boston Celtics. Because if anything, a true Laker fan should be upset that the Boston Celtics won tonight. But instead, what are they focused on? Tyler, what is a coward like you focused on?
Well, first of all,
No.
You repeated that the Lakers are delusional. Laker fans are delusional because we request trades or we have trade ideas. Why is it that Clipper fans always have the need to bring up Lakers in anything? Get over it. This is our town. This is it.
Apparently not. How can it be your town when you're worried about the Boston Celtics
17 championships
beating the Clippers?
17. 17. You guys have none. You haven't even won a Western Conference championship
Tyler,
yet.
do you feel like you were on the court for one of those championships? Do you feel like you were actually out there?
I sure was. I was popping champagne in the locker room, dude.
Hey, Tyler. Once again, Clippers living rent-free. Clippers living rent-free. Maybe we could pull him down when he's talking over me, Katie. The Clippers are living rent-free. They lost to your biggest rival, and the first thing you did was say Clippers get a clip. Instead of being upset that the Boston Celtics won tonight like a real Laker fan, you're more concerned about the Clippers and wanting to take a shot at them. Tyler, you're taking so many L's right now. You just proved something that we've been talking about for a long time. For some reason, these young Laker fans, they got the Clippers living rent-free on them more than the Boston Celtics, and it shows.
17.
You keep going. See, Tyler, you can't answer the question. Tyler, you're proving my point. You can't answer the question. Dude. You can't. Why are you more worried about the Clippers than the Boston Celtics? Why are you more worried about the Clippers than the Boston Celtics? If it's all about rings, shouldn't you be worried about the team that has one on you, that has won 18? Shouldn't you be worried about them winning tonight and not the Clippers losing? Doesn't that make sense to you?
You both couldn't lose. You both couldn't lose.
Tyler, but you're more worried about the Clippers. You care about the Clippers losing more than the Boston Celtics. Tyler, it's over, man. You just proved my point. It's over. Rent free. Tyler, I'm sorry. I appreciate the phone call, but I'm sorry. You thought you had this good troll job tonight. No, Lakers 17 championships, like every stereotypical Laker fan says. You thought you had something tonight. And instead you went out sad because you proved it. Apparently the Clippers own a lot of that space in your brain right now. Tyler, my guy, the struggle is real. I know the Clippers have beaten the Lakers, 46 or 36 out of the last 46 meetings or something like that. But you probably shouldn't show that you're that upset by it by rooting for the Celtics against the Clippers. You would root for the Boston Celtics before you'd root for the Clippers. Boston's supposed to be your biggest rival. They got 18 championships. You're talking about 17. They got one on you. Shouldn't you be more worried about them? But instead, it's the Clippers on your mind. Sean in Inglewood, what's up, my friend?
You would root for the Boston Celtics.
Or it's still me. Sean, I think he was listening so much. We'll see if we can get Sean on here.
Hey, Sean, you still there?
It's hilarious to me. It just proves it all. We've been talking about this summer as we've done a lot of shows here on Clippers Talk. And it's weird that there are Lakers fans that are more concerned about the Clippers than the Boston Celtics. And a night like tonight proves it. The guy wanted to dunk on the Clippers for Boston winning? You're rooting for Boston in a game between them and the Clippers? Sean in Inglewood. I feel like, Sean, this should be embarrassing. Like old school Lakers fans, I don't know if they'd agree with Tyler. That doesn't make sense to me.
I got your back, Adam, because I was at the game Wednesday night when the Clippers beat the stew out of Orlando. Then Orlando went to Crypto.com and beat the Lakers. So, Laker fans, quit crying, all right? You're a bunch of crybabies. You want to have every superstar there is playing for Los Angeles. Even when you have success, is not enough. That's why people that live here, some people that live here don't even like the Lakers. And by the way, Clipper fans, don't be too hard on the Clippers tonight. We're playing with the house money. They're 11-8, and they get injuries. The guy that shoots 8 or 9 3-pointers a game didn't even play. Hello. Wake up, Clipper fans. So they had one L on this road trip so far. Still, there's a lot of teams that would like to be 11-8, namely Dallas Mavericks, namely other teams that are Phoenix right now. Hello. So they're doing pretty good with the team they have.
Well said, Sean. Appreciate you on a night like tonight. There's not a lot you can do when the Boston Celtics are hitting 3-pointers like that.
Thank you.
Sean in Inglewood, everybody. I don't know if he dropped the phone like it was the microphone. I'm sure Tyler thought he had that. No, the Lakers own you all. Wait a second. But the Clippers lost to Boston tonight. You're happy about that? The Celtics winning? Ooh, the mask slips, Tyler. You care more about the Clippers, who you say are not a rival of yours, that you'd root for the Boston Celtics against the Clippers? Man, exposed. Caught in 4K. You're on the phone line. This is groundbreaking stuff here. Like, it's not exactly a Gallup poll. It's just one guy. But I've been feeling this for some time, that Lakers fans are more concerned with the Clippers than their historic rival going back to the 60s and the Boston Celtics. It's unbelievable. But hey, the Clippers won the head-to-head series in crypto, formerly known as Staples Center. And they've won about 36 of the last 46 matchups. I guess they're starting to put up Boardwalk and Park Place in Lakers fans' minds. Real estate is being taken up. Incredible. Tyler feels like the Clippers are a threat. I guess that means, like, you know the old Don Draper in the elevator scene from Mad Men? I don't think about you at all. Lakers fans can't say that anymore. I mean, how can you say that the Clippers are irrelevant if you're calling up a Clippers show after they lose to your biggest rival, I thought, in the Boston Celtics? Amazing. This was a historic night. Now, no longer because the Boston Celtics hit 12 three-pointers in a quarter, tying the all-time NBA record, but because, as Katie Newton just pointed out, Lakers fans miss their old roommates, I guess. Maybe they're jelly about the Clippers having Intuit Dome, the Halo board, and they're thinking about them more than the Boston Celtics. I didn't think we'd get to the bottom of something this important. This is NBA history right now. Lakers fans officially are more concerned about what the Clippers are doing than the Boston Celtics. Big night, Clipper Nation. Almost feels like the Clippers won in some ways now. No, they fell big in Boston. 126-94 to the Celtics. They'll get back after it. They'll regroup. They'll take on the Washington Wizards on Wednesday. Pre-game at 3. Tip-off at 4. Clippers and Wizards. Before we get out of here, I do want to thank the Clippers organization and Steve Ballmer for building the greatest place in the world to watch a basketball game that Lakers fans are jealous of, the Intuit Dome. Big thanks to Ralph Lawler, Brian Seaman, Noah Eagle, Carlo Jimenez on the call, Katie Newton, our producer here in the bank. We'll talk to you guys on Wednesday.